Welcome to the Fusion360 starter video. We're going to open our new tab first, new design. We are going to click create a sketch, and we're going to make sure our blue is pointing up, which is our Z. You can see here on the block, the Z is up. If we click on front, it'll straighten it out for us. So let's make a basic sign. So grab our rectangle and we'll go 12 inches. So I just type 12 inch and I hit tab, 3 inch, and now I hit enter. I can actually change these later if I want. So I can double click on it and I can just type a new dimension in if I wanted to make it longer. I'm just hitting enter when I'm done typing. So now I'm going to extrude using the press pull tool here in our solid menu. Make it a 1/2 inch thick. And now I just click on that to straighten it out again. So one more time, we go solid, press pull, click, 12.7, enter. So I just did it for a second time. So now, let's say we want to type welcome on here. We're going to go and create a new sketch. We're going to click on the face and make sure this says front so we don't accidentally put it on the back. Now we use our create menu. We'll find our text box. So when I use this little hand, I can drag it around. And when I hit escape, the hand goes away and brings me back to the tool that I'm trying to use. So I'll just select this corner and I'll drag it to this corner. And now I might center it like this. Welcome. And Comic Sans is kind of a round font I discovered. So I just kind of change the size until I find a size that seems proportional. Right there. So I just hit OK. You know, maybe I want to give her some little tweaks and stuff. I can underline. Oh, that didn't work. I'll just redo that. So text, drag it up here. Welcome. Comic Sans. Center it. And 40 was the right size for that. And we'll bold it. And we'll hit OK. So now we have the lettering we want, and let's pocket it in there So we will use our solid tool, solid, press pull, grab our lettering. We made the stock a ½ inch thick, so maybe we'll go down a ¼ inch. So negative 6.35 is a ¼ inch. Hit enter. And now we have our little sign. So let's round the edges. Take our fillet tool. It's actually fillet, I'm sorry. You can sometimes grab through the box. Other times you need to like rotate so you can grab it. So now I can just type in how much of a radius I want. Hit enter. Maybe we need a couple of screw holes. So we will go create sketch. Select this front face again. And we will grab a box. Sometimes it's the easiest way. And we can find the inside of our radiuses. It'll make a little circle. See right there. So that's the inside of our radius. So we make a 5mm hole. 5. I accidentally goofed up, so I just go here and I can push this undo button. Boop. And then go back in and make some more. So if I click the circle button again, 5. Okay, so now I've made the 4 circles I want, and I'm going to want to make them into holes, so I'm going to double click on this box so it highlights it, and I'm going to delete it. And now, solid, press pull. I'm going to click on all of our circles. That one's in my way. I just push exit to take this tool away again. Click that. Now, rotate it to the side, and when I drag it down through, it makes it into a hole. Alright. We made our welcome sign. Let's save. I can't save because my computer's not connected to the internet. So normally I would save right now, but I'm not going to. So now let's go to manufacture. First thing we're going to want to do is create a setup by clicking this folder. Now that we're in here, make sure this operation type says milling, and right here we will select, make sure our body is selected. In this drop down, we're going to go model box point and click over here. Sometimes you got to rotate it to see the proper dimension. So now that I click that, I will just click on the front again to straighten it and hit OK. Now that I've created my setup, we're going to start by doing a pocketing operation, we're going to clean out those letters. So first we will click the pocket tool, which is also, yeah, just right here, 2D pocket. So now, first thing we'll do is we'll find a tool that's going to fit. So we'll go to our sample tools, metric, or inch, it's up to you, whatever you have. You can click this to sort them. So we're going to use a 4mm flat, thinking that should fit. So you hit select. And now for our feeds and speeds, it's our first one. So we're going to just be conservative. These ones, the top 3 here don't matter. So the cutting feed rate at 1600, that's okay. We'll keep that there. And the lead in 1600, so those numbers are okay. We'll try them. So now we're in the geometry. We want to select the bottoms of our pockets. See how that one didn't select the bottom correctly. So I'm going to just hit this and that'll clear my selections so I can make sure I'm actually selecting the right part on the bottom and not the top edge. Okay, now for passes, we're only going 6mm down, so we can take the full depth, where if we maybe didn't want to take the full depth, we can use this multiple depths tab. We're going to uncheck this. Multiple depths, we can set our maximum depth here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to let it just take the full 6. Over here in linking, we have the lead-in settings and everything. This stuff is all okay. We don't really need to change any of it. Once we know what we're changing, then we're ready to change it. So we'll just hit OK. And we'll see if that 4mm end mill, yeah, it walks right through all those. So that's just great. So this circle didn't have room for it to do a helix entry, so it just did a ramp instead, which is okay. So now that we've done that, the pocket looks good. Let's cut out our holes. So we'll do a contour this time, 2D contour. Now, because we've already done a tool in this first one, it actually brought that tool over. That tool is going to work good for everything that we're doing. So we don't have to change anything this time. This time we only have to come over and make sure we select the pieces that we want to drill. Because we're doing a contour, you always want to select the bottom of the part. So we're going to flip our part around. And we're going to click the little edge of the circle. It can be really tedious. Now that we've done that, we might as well click this edge too, and that's going to cut the piece out of the wood. So because we're cutting the piece out as well, let's grab our little tube and let's try and get her worked around back to the front. Because we're going to cut it out, sometimes it's nice to leave tabs that you can sand off. So let's click our tabs button. Rectangle tabs, I usually go with a 4. Let's say 3 or 4 high, because Sometimes your wood isn't exact thickness, so it's nice to make sure it's going to be held in there. So I just changed this from by distance to at points because it can automatically put them in for you if you want, but I like to put them in myself. So now that I've selected here, I'm just going to put a tab here, 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 and here. Hit OK. So now we can see it's going to take the full depth cut all the way around with that 4mm. I mean, a 4mm 2 flute would slice through that like butter. So that's going to be okay. And now that we're ready, we're going to select both of these together. So we can, I'm holding the control button. So I click one. And now I'm holding the control button on my keyboard and I click the other one, and now I've got both selected. I let go of the control button and I'm not holding anything on my mouse right now. Now all I do is I hit this post-process button. I select the Mach4 mill that will be in your computer by the time we do this video. And I hit post. I can give it a name, and I can also select where I want it to go. So let's say I want them to go on my desktop. Let's select that. And let's name it Welcome 1. Hit post. Hit save. And that's it. The file is now on the desktop. So all we do now is jump on over to our Mach4. And that's where I'll stop this video, and we can pick up at the other video on how to operate Mach4. I think I have that video done already.